to welcome us to our FACEYOUTH Mental Health Awareness and Stigma Reduction. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome all of us on behalf of FACEYOUTH to our FACEYOUTH Mental Health Stigma and Stigma Reduction Seminar for the month of March 2022. In a special way, I want to welcome our attendees that have been attending the seminar sessions since the launch of this program over a year ago on the 27th of February 2021. I'm not sure if how many of us are here, but it will be nice to know if any of them would be willing to offer some feedback in terms of telling us how they have found the sessions and how many sessions they have attended. I can see a couple of attendees online. Ife Sinachi, Nkiruka, Uzezi, Grace, and Solomon. I want to say welcome to all of you. And if you're just joining us, I can see Chinwe coming in. If you're just joining us, we are about to begin the FACEYOUTH Mental Health Awareness and Stigma Reduction Seminar for the month of March 2022. And like I said, we've been running the sessions for over a year now. And it'll be nice to know how many of us in the house who have been attending, at least if not since we started. But it'll be nice to know how many of us. If you would like to say something, you can raise your hand and then we can unmute you to let us know where you're joining from, how many sessions you've attended, and then to tell us how the session has been for you since you've been joining us. Does anyone want to let us know? Just so we get a sense and a feel of those who have been going with us on this journey so far, what they think, and just some kind of feedback, because it's been 1 year we've been on this together, so it'll be nice to know. If you want to say something on this just before we move on, you can raise your hand and then you'll be unmuted to say something. But if no one wants to say anything, I suppose I can carry on then. But I know it will be nice to know those of us who are attending this seminar today, who have been with us on the journey since 2021 February. It will be nice to know, just to see how far we've come after 1 year we've been doing this. Okay, so moving on, I believe if you don't want to say anything, you can actually type something in the chat box and then, yes, and then I can read that out. But then moving on. So as you already know, our topic for this month is Ubuntu and building self-confidence. Ubuntu, wow. Okay, I know some of us are already asking, just like myself when I first, when we came up with the idea, what is Ubuntu or what does it mean? I know our speakers are going to do justice to that and the self-confidence elements, but then from my own research, Ubuntu, as some of us may already know, is a Zulu word from South Africa, and it means humanity. That's like its literal meaning, humanity, more like humanity towards others. So it's more like a reminder that I am what I am because of who we all are. Or put differently, I am because we are. Or I am because you are. that is like the sense of humanity toward us, which I find quite interesting, and I'm eager to hear from our speakers how they would enlighten us on this. So to enlighten us a bit more, like I said, on this topic, Ubuntu and building self-confidence, we have invited two renowned female mental health professionals. So we've invited these two females to commemorate the International Women's Day, which was celebrated in this month of March. As most of us know, on the 9th of March, it was the International Women's Day. And with all due respect to the men, we are not being feminist here, but it's just in commemoration of the celebration of women this month that we decided to invite these two renowned female mental health professionals to commemorate that celebration. And our two speakers, which we have today, are in the persons of Mrs. Priyanka P.S. and Favor Onabanjo. So just shortly before I invite the speakers to do justice to this program today, I would like to invite the FACEYOUTH founder, Ife Anyebu, to give us our opening remark. Over to you, Ife.
Thank you so much, Nkechi. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. It's such a beautiful day in Aberdeen. The sun is shining. I hope you can all hear me. We are live also at our FACEYOUTH Center. I have a few participants here as well joining us. Thank you to all our online participants as well. So this is our first mental health seminar, both in person and virtual. So I'd like to thank all of you for coming out. The weather is so fantastic. We're all supposed to be outdoors in Aberdeen, but we've made our time to be here. Thank you for joining us. As we all know, this is our monthly mental health awareness and stigma reduction seminar for the month of March. And like Nkechi rightly said, March is the month that we recognize women. So we celebrate women and all their achievements. So in honor of International Women's Day on the 8th of March, we decided to have an all-female lineup. We have Mrs. Priyanka P.S., who is a mental health professional, and Mrs. Favor Onabanjo, who is a business coach and also a youth advocate. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everybody, once more. We'll play a short video about FACEYOUTH. We understand, many of us know that FACEYOUTH is an acronym for the Foundation for Advancement of Child Education and Youth Empowerment. So at FACEYOUTH, we have 3 major programs: poverty alleviation, where we have Mission Love Christmas, a Mission Love project, where we reach out to vulnerable families and support them with food items until we're able to develop a long-term solution to lead them out of poverty. And part of that solution is also education. Because they say when you educate a family, you are feeding them twice, right? Or you are feeding not just one person or one family, you are feeding the community, especially girls. So we focus on quality education for underprivileged children, which is second part of our program. And then youth empowerment, because it starts with a child and they would eventually become youth and then go on to be adults. And that makes our society in general. So I will leave you guys to watch a brief video about FACEYOUTH. And thank you to all our speakers who are giving their time and their talent and treasure to be here. Thank you. The Foundation for Advancement of Child Education and Youth Empowerment, FACEYOUTH, is a grassroots-inspired charitable organization with vested interest in alleviating poverty, promotion and support of quality education for the disadvantaged child, as well as promotion and provision of vocational and skills acquisition programs for the empowerment of youth. We believe that education and youth empowerment are potentially significant in contributing to the growth of every community. And it is this belief that inspired us to start a Face Youth to bridge the gap in educational opportunities between school children in rural communities and more developed communities by sponsoring as many underprivileged students as possible, by increasing youth representation and involvement in the decision-making process, by promoting and developing entrepreneurial spirit among youth, because we believe that entrepreneurship is one of the pathways to ending poverty, by disseminating relevant information about issues concerning youth written by youth. 3,500 families are beneficiaries of our Street Food Bank initiative, Mission Love. 250 children are beneficiaries of Face Youth Scholarship Scheme in Nigeria and Malawi, and over 500 children have benefited from the Back to School project between 2017 till date, where educational materials were distributed to 5 different schools in Nigeria. Face Youth have also renovated and established 2 library projects at public/government primary schools in eastern Nigeria. Over 80 young entrepreneurs have been given seed funding to support their business from 2018 till date. Entrepreneurship and mentorship seminars are being organized by Face Youth to empower young people, both physical in Enugu and virtual via Zoom. We believe that mental health needs unashamed conversation. Stigma and lack of understanding are 2 barriers that keep people, especially those from Africa and other ethnic minority communities, from seeking help regarding their mental health issues. It is in light of this that we launched the monthly Mental Health Awareness and Stigma Reduction Initiative for young people to tackle mental health issues in young people, especially from its onset. Our big project right now is the Eastern Food Bank, which was born out of our seasonal Mission Love initiative, because we believe hunger is not seasonal. And another big project is our radio school project to take quality education to remote places with radio network in Africa. Like every charity, our greatest need is financial. If you would like to support us, please, all we ask is for you to make a commitment of 1,000 Naira monthly or $2 monthly. We understand that the economy is not stable at the moment. We all need a little extra support. But we believe that this little amount can help us give children in rural communities quality education they deserve and also help alleviate poverty. We promise to keep you up to date on our activities and how we are spending whatever donations or grants we get. If you can spare anything at all, it will be greatly appreciated. If you also like to partner with us or know somebody that would like to collaborate or partner with us, please initiate the introduction. You can contact us via our email info@faceyouth.org or go to our website www.faceyouth.org/get-involved. Thank you.
Nkechi, you're on mute. I guess she's.
Thank you so much, Ife, for that opening remark and for the short video on what Face Youth is doing and what Face Youth is actually all about. And so if you would like to join or if you would like to partner with Face Youth, we'll be more than delighted to hear from you. You can be one of our volunteers or our partners or sponsors of our events and programs. Please, if you would like to do any of that, please do get in touch with us. Just before we move on to the main program, I just want to say thank you to our attendees who are joining us on YouTube and Facebook. As you all know, this has been broadcast live on FACEYOUTH's YouTube channel and on FACEYOUTH's Facebook page. And as the attendees who are online would know, as you join, you have been muted. This is to help reduce the noise during the seminar. Just so we all know, there'll be a question and answer and interactive session at the end of the presentations from the two speakers. So for those of us who are online, during the session, the question and answer session, you can either type your question in the chat box or raise your hand using the raise your hand function in the chat section, and then you will be unmuted so you can ask your question. If you don't want to do any of this, you can also type your question in the chat box and it will be picked up. So in the course of the presentation, it's likely you might have a question that comes to mind. You might want to type that in the chat box, but maybe you might want to hold on till the end because it might be possible that the question you have may be answered in the course of the presentation. But as well, please do feel free to type any questions or comments you might have in the chat box as we go along. So now, moving on to our business of today, I would like to invite our first speaker in the person of Mrs. Priyanka PS. So Mrs. Priyanka is an integrative psychotherapist who has been in the psychotherapy profession for 10 years. Practicing counseling, psychotherapy, and healthcare services. She has published several research papers, both in national and international conferences. Her focus is on mind-body integration. Priyanka is a consultant psychotherapist at various institutions. She has completed her education and has a BSc in an MSc in counseling and psychotherapy and a Master of Philosophy in psychology. She's also additionally trained and she uses concepts from the TA, NLP, and play therapy, family constellation, mindfulness, and Georgian approach. And these approaches are the therapeutic approaches that she uses in her various work. So let us welcome our speaker, Priyanka PS. Over to you, Priyanka.
Thank you so much. Would you be sharing the screen?
Okay, you want me to share for you instead?
You could do that, or would that be fine?
You can share. Yeah, go ahead and share. You can share.
Just a second.
We can share if you're struggling. Williams, are you able to share? Yeah, got you. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Hello?
you. Yeah,
It's clear, right?
yes, very clear.
Okay. So, okay. So this is a topic I chose to speak for today, Ubuntu. I felt it's a topic very much on which I'm thinking a lot these days in my work, where I'm using more systemic work and more of group work in my work. So I felt this concept holds a lot of weightage and it plays a very strong role in the society, especially it came out very strong even during the COVID time, how people came all together to help each other out. And even this group FACEYOUTH, where uh, there's a lot of work being done to create awareness on mental health. So teamwork, group work is a strength, is what I would like to start with. And the extreme right corner below is a symbol of psychology. And Unwind Central is where I work. My name is Priyanka. And I'll be talking a little bit about the concept of Ubuntu today. And at the same time, I want this to be more of an interactive session. So I would like all of you to participate. And the team will help out in unmuting you, and you can speak or you can type out. I don't want it to be more of a very lecture-based kind of a thing. I want it to be more of a interactive session. Okay, so let's begin with this image which captured my attention. So what it talks about, I'll get to the story very soon, but what it basically talks about is if you want to go fast, you can go alone. And if you want to go really far, you can go together. And this image and the story behind this represents it. So as you can read there, an anthropologist proposed a game where in the group, and the kids said they would be given a basket of fruits. What they chose as a they chose to run together rather than run individually and one of them to win, because they said individually if one person is happy and the other is sad, it doesn't make sense. So that's how the Ubuntu, and because we are concept came in, and I find it very valuable and holds a lot of weightage and value in it. So moving to exactly like the introduction, what about Ubuntu was spoken about, means humanity, and it's a concept closely related to the philosophy of Desmond Tutu and the Truth of Reconciliation Commission in South Africa. It's a solid example which is formed out of existing traditions and practices. This means a person is a person through the other people. And I found this image quite relevant to the topic that I'm talking about in terms of my perception rather than our perception. Your perception of me is a reflection of you, and my reaction to you is an awareness to me. Take a moment to think about in your day-to-day when you have a reaction to somebody, or when somebody has a perception of you. Is it more of you, or is it more of them, or is it what is it actually about? It could be a combination, or is it actually reflecting who the other person is, who you are? Take a moment to think about this. Going on to the next. Each of people I felt in Ubuntu kind of a concept could be called a beamer, is what I felt. That is more of a person is a part of the cause of their own behavior. and not just with the environment or the genes, that's the biology of a person. So it's in totality of how a person is. uh, and I thought people who belong to the Ubuntu group or Ubuntu concept or ethnicity or even any form of a community can be called a beamer. So be a beamer is something that struck me. Um, and when I was thinking about what can I talk about this, so I came across, I felt it's more relevant to introduce the concept of consciousness. Consciousness refers to a unique awareness of one's thoughts, memories, feelings, and sensations in different environments and contexts. So basically, what it talks about is an awareness of self and the world around a person, right? So there are two types of consciousness. That's individual consciousness and collective consciousness. Individual is a person's awareness of their self, and collective consciousness is a constellation of ideas, beliefs, and values that a group of people hold in a setup, in a community. Yeah. So there are healing circles through collective consciousness. So there are moon circles, sister circles, men circles, and many group therapy sessions all run. And these are the pictures that I found from how it was practiced in earlier times and even in the tribes and even in ancient culture. So I just thought it's a very good representation of the concept. Going further. Okay, this is a very close movie that I felt is very relevant. It's the Avatar movie and it beautifully represents. I want you to watch it. Small clipping. So that was a movie, Avatar, where you clearly saw a representation of how a group's energy and the energy from the environment, animals around, everything around can help a person heal and recover and feel belonged. So that talks about teamwork and that talks about the power of teamwork. So these are other ways the power of teamwork is represented. Have a look. So that's one example. So I'll be moving on to the next. So there are a couple of team building activities I felt will be more relevant, and the intention of these activities, which I'm holding for today, is to see if you can feel belonged in the group here that you're part of today, to feel seen and heard and belonged. So holding these three intentions and introducing these activities. I would like all of you to interact, either type it out or raise your hand, and I'm sure the team will help out in unmuting and for you all to express. If you have something that you have that you write down, feel free to share it on the by typing it out. Okay, so we go. First one. So I want you to build a list of words that are important for you and represent it probably in the way that makes sense to you and the way that you connect with, the way that represents you. And just one of the examples is on the right of the screen as you see it. And this is to feel free to share whatever is important for you and for you to be seen and heard in the group that we are in today. And there's a link that I've put up as well. You can use that link as well in case on your own laptops, whatever medium of technology that you're using right now to create the same. We'll be moving on to the next. Show and tell. I want you all to take a moment right now. Go and grab something that's important for you in and around wherever you are, and take a moment to show that in the video and talk about it. Yeah.
So, Priyanka, do you want the participants to speak at this time to?
Yeah, just a couple of them, whoever is comfortable to, pick up an object that represents anything and come and speak about it. Like what caught their attention? How come that's important for them?
Okay, just to explain to our attendees. So she's asking us if anybody wants to pick up an item that is important to them and to say something about it, why it is important to them. And yeah, so if anybody wants to do that, I mean, it's time to, you can raise your hand and we can unmute you. Yes, I think Ify, do you want to say something?
Yes. One of the audience here said money. Do you want to talk about the money? Oh, Shani. Huh? You can say, you say money.
Money is important.
So she said money. I say my children, do I have to grab them? They're in the children play area. Do I have to grab them to show and tell? No, I wouldn't want to grab them. They will disrupt our meeting.
You can show the picture as well,
Oh, pictures, okay.
Yeah. Different way, whatever way you want to show them.
Yeah, they're important to me because I have them as my home screen. So on my phone.
Shall I stop sharing so everyone can be seen?
Yeah. Also, no, yeah.
I think you have already. And I mean, we can have, if you're on Spotlight, if you want to show us something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to show that the children are important to me. I don't know if you see clearly. I have them on my home screen.
Yeah. Yeah. There are 3 of them who have raised their hand.
Yes, I think I can see. Favor, do you want to say something? Your hand was raised first. Favor on Avenue.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for the opportunity. At the moment where I'm sitting, one of the things that is very important to me is my phone. I mean, not as important as my life, but when we look at objects, So my mobile phone is very important to me. And the reason being, I've got so much information in it. It's literally my mobile office. I mean, I got about 4 emails accounts here. And honestly, literally, it's my working office. So it's really important to me. I mean, it does not mean that if I go out and I forget it somewhere, I'm going to die. I'm not one of those that if I forget my phone, I can't breathe, but it's really important to me.
Thank you. I think we have Uzezi as well. Do you want to say something?
Just like
we can't really hear you. I'm not sure your volume is.
Can you hear me now?
It's a bit faint in the background. Don't know why.
Can you hear me now?
Better.
Okay. So I said just like favor my phone and my laptop because I work with both of them, especially my laptop. If anything happens to my laptop, I panic. I literally panic because without my laptop, I cannot do anything. So it has to be in perfect condition all the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Zazie. So Priyanka, over to you. I mean, tell us your analogy of all that you heard.
So the intention, as I said, is I want all of us to feel heard, feel seen and belonged in the group that we are in today. Right here, right now. Yeah. So I will share the screen again and we'll proceed with the further activities that I've planned out. So list a famous person's name, place, animal, a thing that begins with the letter given. Okay, so I think what I missed out is the starting of the letter with your name. So come up with this and see if there's anything special that strikes for you. This is just to break the ice, that icebreaker kind of activities. Yeah. So take a moment to think about it, note it down. Feel free to share if you feel like. Going to move further now. I want you to take a moment to choose either of the images here, pictures here, to create a short story, whatever comes up to your mind, and share it with us, whichever connects more to you. Can I stop sharing so that you can share your story? Do I keep it for a while so that you can see? Okay, I'll leave it here for a moment and then I'll connect back.
I suppose it will be for our attendees to think about, anything that's been important to them or any particular thing they would like to share with us about their lives, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm not sure if that's going to be a quick thing, but
at least the idea is to get people to start
thinking,
expressing in the group. Yeah, thinking and
yes,
start expressing in the group. Yeah.
Do we want to check if anybody wants to just say a short thing about their lives? Oh, I can see one hand up already. So we might.
Yeah. We could do.
Dr.
We could limit it to 1 or 2 lines. Is that okay?
Yes, I could see Dr. Chi-Chi's hand.
Absolutely.
Do you want to say something?
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello? Okay,
Yes,
so I
we
just
can.
wanted to ask a question. The picture by the right-hand side, is that a book where people like images of birds? Is that a book or is it a book?
It's a book representing.
Okay.
It depends on how you think about it, I would say, actually. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make a statement about that book. So I will just refer it to my life experience. Do I need to show my face?
If you don't mind, we're happy to see who Dr. Chi-Chi is.
I'm trying to see if this, your
We
screen is
can
what
see
is
you now. Yeah, we can be on
Can
the
you see me?
spotlight, please. Yes, we
Okay.
can see you now.
So
Yes.
yeah, so I was just trying to refer to that, to my life experience, like while studying at University of Aberdeen, and one fateful afternoon, I was just walking down to the library to read, and had so many books with me without a bag, and that was the day I met my husband. And because he was new in Aberdeen, he stopped me and said, "Why would you be going to the library with this number of books?" And I had replied to him to say, "Oh, I need to return some of them because I had finished using them for my research." And just that little chat we had that day, after about 2 weeks again, I met him with a friend that I've known for years in Aberdeen. And he started asking for my number. And I'm like, no, this guy is coming from Nigeria. I don't know him. He must have people in his life. And to cut the whole story short, I am now married with him 5 years now with 2 kids. So somehow reading, having this desire to gain more knowledge actually connected me to my life partner.
Wow, that's an interesting story. Yeah,
Yeah,
Priyanka, you can see, I mean, it's all our short stories, you know. And
Yeah.
the picture did evoke some thoughts and inspirations in us to share some things about our lives. Thank you for that, Dr. Chi-Chi. Back to you, Priyanka.
Yeah. I'll be moving to the next activity now. So I want you to think about one thing that brings smile on your face and one thing that you would like to change about your own self, one thing that you would like to change, perhaps about your family that you might think about, one thing that you love about yourself. Take a moment to give yourself time to reflect. Feel free to share, either through typing or through raising your hand.
I mean, it'll be interesting to hear someone to tell us, you know, some of these things about him or herself. One thing that brings smiles to their faces, and one thing they would like to think about themselves, about their family, and the thing they love about themselves. Anybody wanting to let us know? I mean, you don't have to tell us everything. You can just give us like a little kind of snippet about. You don't have to go tell it all. Just a snapshot of on those topics you highlighted there. Does anyone want to give it a go? Looks like nobody wants to.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Okay, let me start with me.
Okay.
So what brings a smile on my face is yellow color. That just makes my day. One thing I would like to change about myself is get back to dancing. What I would like to change about my family is probably sometimes my perspective of that it need not always be perfect and it's okay. And one thing I love about myself is my openness to learning. So yeah, I think I'll go to the next activity unless anyone else wants to share anything.
Yeah, that's interesting to hear. I mean, to be honest, from my own point, okay, we can see. Is that you? Do you want to say something?
Yes, so somebody here at the center wants to share. Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Nkechi.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I just decided to be part of this because it's amazing. And from the question, one thing that brings smile to my face is actually when I see others being happy. And again, when I'm able to meet to the needs of people, I normally feel fulfilled about that. Not that generally I can meet everybody's need, but a little I can do make me feel happy and fulfilled.
Yeah, I think it says, what would you like to change about yourself?
No. It's number one that I answered. One thing that brings smile to my face.
Great. Do you want to tell us about the others, or do we just have that? Just hold on to that one.
One thing that I would like to change about myself, I think I would like to, sometimes I will be agitated over little thing. I would think, oh, I'm not meeting up to this, I'm not meeting up to that, and it keeps me being agitated. So I would want to change that attitude, knowing that taking things gradually, I will actually reach to my destination when I am taking the right step,
Well, that's good to hear. I know we're putting you on the spot. So if you're not quite ready for the other to tell us anything on the other two, that's not a problem.
Sorry? Okay.
I say if you're not quite ready, or you don't have anything to say on the other two questions, one thing you would like to change about your family, and then one thing you love about yourself. I'm sure you would like to say something about that. If at all you don't want to have anything to say about what you want to change about your family, I'm sure you definitely love something about yourself, which you would like us to hear.
Yeah, let me start by one thing I love about myself. Yes, I have that self-love about myself. Recently, I've started beginning to understand that it is when you love yourself that you can actually show love to others. So you won't just be showing love to others when you don't love yourself. So whatever thing that is good for you that you know is good for you, you can actually share it with others, loving others as well. And that's just what I have for now.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's very nice. That's brilliant. So thank you for that, Nkechi. Actually, it's good to hear another Nkechi speak. Thank you for that.
Thank
Priyanka, carry on then.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, bye. Thank you so much for sharing. So I want you to think about, and this need not be right away. In case you want to do it right away, you can as well. But do think about, see if you can sometimes draw your feelings. Draw out your emotions. So I feel dash like a dash. So example is yesterday after work, I felt like a log. I felt super tired, like a tree log, like a fallen tree kind of a thing. And this sentence, you can probably sketch it out as well, the way you feel. So see if you sometimes can take out time to express yourself in different ways through drawings as well. So this is just for a journal kind of an activity. So just thought I'll bring this up. Going to the next. The same ways through represent through a song and a poetry. If someone is really good at writing, making a song or a poetry of any memory, that recent or even very important memory, you could feel free to share it in the group if it means a lot for you to share. And if something that you feel like you've never opened up to anybody and you feel like you want to represent it through
Yes.
My-
Priyanka, I think someone wants to say something, but she just put it in the chat box about the set of questions that you asked a while ago. So I think Izuzezi, she said one thing that brings smile to my face is receiving book gifts. Interesting. And one thing she loves about herself is being able to get along with people of different personalities and characters. And one thing she would like to change about herself is procrastination. Interesting. Well done, Azizi, for sharing that.
Yeah.
Carry on, Priyanka.
Yeah, thanks for that. So I want write down your biggest fear. I mean, it maybe now or even if you've overcome it, and you can share it in the chat, all of you. And the idea is to pick out what someone else has shared, or even probably what you have shared as your fear, and to see how you overcame or how another person, can overcome, or any things that worked for you is something you can probably share. It can be small, it can be big, any of its kind, like darkness, dog, pain, fire, relationships, commitment, claustrophobia, close places, anything for that matter, any kind of fear that you hold. Fear of losing someone, anything. Feel free to share.
Oh, we have Abdulaziz Bello. Do you want to say something on that one? I think he wants to share with us what his fears might be. Abdulaziz.
What's that? Hello?
Yes, you put your hand up. So do you want to share with us on
my hand up? Really? What?
Oh, okay, that might be an error then. So if you're not
my
okay.
biggest fear. Wow, that's interesting. I used to have anxiety but didn't take impact in the past. Hello?
I think your background is a little bit noisy.
Yeah, I'll try to. That was I was just listening here. But I don't know if you can hear
we can
me.
Hear you, yes.
Yeah, I said my biggest fear in the past used to be that I'm going to be sent back home without having a stay here in the UK, and that kind of caused anxiety for me, especially when the oil price was pretty low. A couple of my colleagues were losing their jobs, so that kind of spiraled into a bit of depression at some point. But I think I'm in a better place now compared to what it used to be back then. So that's one of the fears I used to have years past.
Wow.
I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, Priyanka, everything counts, really. It's interesting to hear that. And I imagine you definitely are not the only person who I suppose shares that kind of fear.
Yeah, I'm sure
Priyanka,
you're not
what
alone.
you say?
Yeah, I would agree to you, because the sharing is just a way to say that you can speak up and you're not alone in this journey. And, there are people with similar challenges. Yeah, that's the idea behind it. So we're moving to the next with that.
Thanks, Abdulaziz, for sharing.
Yeah, thank you. So I want you to think about this. Top 3, whatever comes, are goals for your future, lessons that you've learned through any of your experiences, your top 3 favorite songs, any accomplishments you've had so far, top 3. Of course, you can add more as well. Things that you want to learn, top 3, probably for this year. Just to think about this, okay? Feel free if you want to make a note on your phone or in your mind.
Okay, I think it's something that we really would probably take some time to think about.
Absolutely. So this is just to think about. Yeah. So moving to the next. So this also is another activity which I want you to think about, because we often sometimes in busy life don't take time out to reflect on what's going on in our lives. So I want you to name and explain a person you trust, who you trust a lot, a person you look up to, a song that makes you happy, a quote or a saying that you like, a local place that you enjoy. If there's anything that strikes you, that you have an urge to just share, feel free to do that. So I'll be going on
Yeah,
to the
we
next.
don't have anyone who would want. I mean, I imagine it would take some bit of time to process all that question and then think about who you would want to really give that position.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Same thing with the emotions, you know, like one thing that makes you happy, one thing that makes you mad, sad, excited, or rather, what's your current emotion even right now as we're doing this whole being part of this presentation? You know, what's going on for you?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I suppose for some people, it wouldn't be too hard for them to think about the answers to this one. Does anybody want to, you know, have a go at this? It'll be interesting to hear someone speak on it.
And feel free to be honest,
you
okay?
mad, one thing that makes you happy, one thing that makes you sad, makes you excited, and how you're feeling right now. Interesting.
Feel free to think about it. If you're comfortable, put it in the chat box. Moving on to the next. Same thing. I want you to further think about, I love whatever comes up for you right now. Like take it like a rapid fire round. I'm grateful for whatever comes up. I wish, I feel, whatever comes up first on your mind, just have a note on that. If I go anywhere in the world, where would that be? If I could visit time in the past, when would that be? If I could change anything, what would that be? If I could have one superpower, which one would that be? So these are just thought-provoking questions. Feel free to share or just stay with it, not a problem.
Yeah.
So I also thought about if you could reflect on your strength as to a skill that you probably could teach someone, or that would help, that you can offer help with. Your own skill sets. Yeah. So just take a moment to think about it. So I'm going to, it's just to raise your hand. Okay. So this is, did you learn how to ride a bicycle before the age of 10? If yes, you can raise your hand. If no, you just leave it. This is just to feel how we belong in groups and have similarities in different topics.
To be honest, I know I learned to ride a bicycle, but can I remember? Probably yes, it was before the age of 10. Yes, yes, yes. So I put up my hand.
Okay.
I'm sure many of us in the group probably learned to ride a bicycle before the age of 10.
I want you to think about, did you learn your music in school? Did any of you learn any form of music in school?
Yeah, I mean, anyone can raise their hands just to show yes, or if you would like us to know what your answer to the questions are, you can just raise your hand and we can see how many people in the room, fit into that.
Did you take any lessons in sports? Were you interested in sports as individuals? You can have your own set of questions as well that you want to ask the group. I've just put out the immediate questions that came to my mind.
Yeah.
So these are ways that you can interact with people as well. So these questions you can use even when you're interacting with anyone. It need not be just right away. So since we're further going to talk about building self-confidence, these could be certain questions that you can think about for yourselves and you can use in your interactions with people. So moving further to the next activity. So I want you to think of a significant person in your life, okay? And now I want you to step out of your own role and enact the role of that person. And this you can do it in your own mind, or you can even exchange positions of where you're sitting and where the other person is sitting, and just get a sense of understanding the other person and understanding yourself to another level. So this is a wonderful technique which is used. Feel free to do it right now or even later. Okay.
And we have a comment in the box which says money. I'm not sure which question that was a response to. I think the question about what's the most important thing in the person's life, I imagine.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. If we can move on a bit more, I think we're almost out of time.
Sure. So there are a couple of activities, some on the same lines here, and I'll just move further. Yeah. So I would like to conclude that if you see in the image that you see here, me includes we in it, as you clearly see in the shadow there. So we always are together as a unit functioning. And I hope we recognize the strength of a group and recognize the strength of how teamwork really helps and a community really helps. And a wonderful community that we are here now today as part of the call. And thank you so much for inviting me for today. And that's for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Priyanka, for that wonderful presentation. I mean, for me, it's more like the whole concept of Ubuntu as you've exposed on it today. It's more around going by the questions you pose to us. It's more around mindfulness, consciousness. And like you said, the concept of Ubuntu is all about humanity. And with the question that to go fast, you can go alone. But to go far, you can go together with others, which ties in line with the popular saying that united we stand, divided we fall. So as we all know, it says no man is an island. So we're all made to exist and coexist and live together in a community. One thing I also took out from your presentation, Priyanka, is the fact that, the group, when we work in a group, we would be able to achieve a lot more than when we work as individuals, as we could influence each other in different ways. And also more like together we can conquer many things, but as individuals, we can only achieve just a few things. I mean, I find that very inspiring, to be honest. And I would say that for me, all the questions and activities you put forward are very helpful in terms of, calling to mind more like doing a soul searching to really find out who I am and how I have been called into this world to relate with others generally. Thank you so much for that insightful presentation. And I believe, just like myself, most of us did take out a lot of things, not just a few, especially those questions you posed. Some of us who may have never really thought about some things about ourselves and one we can do to others or to, impact others. Maybe it's more like a call to duty for us to begin to think about that. It's not only about me, myself, and I, but it's about us and how we relate with others. Thank you so much. The set of exercises, I think, are very, very helpful, and hopefully we'll be able to get that presentation because, I understand, like for mindfulness exercises, you need to, engage your mind, and those questions, I suppose, will come to hand, and be very handy for that sort of exercise. Thank you once again, Priyanka. So moving on, at this point, I think we will be having a music interlude, and our guest artist for today is Favored Ajonu. Do we have Favored ready to serenade us with her music? I believe so.
Hello everyone, good afternoon.
Hi.
Ajonu. I am excited to be here again in another mental health seminar to be presenting a song. I want to say thank you, FACEYOUTH, thank you, Madam Ify. I greet every one of you speakers that have been on today. You have been amazing. I just want us to remember that no matter what's going on social media, no matter what everybody else is saying and their opinion on what's trending or what our own mind tells us, that we're beautiful in our own way, we are natural, just the way God made us. And I just want you to sit back and relax and listen to this song, and I hope you enjoy. I woke up looking in the mirror today. Got so many things that I want to change. Oh, everybody's got something to say, but that's just who we are. My new clothes don't fit anymore now. Me in the mirror still continue to fall out. Don't like the stranger staring at me. Yeah, all my insecurities, wishing for something different. All the things you do to me, tell me the truth. Are we beautiful? All of us, 'cause we got something natural. It's a part of us, darling, when they hate, but you don't like that. You know you can reply right back. You are beautiful. I know you are. Yeah, I know you are. I found myself looking again, wondering why my body doesn't look like that. I know it might sound weird, but I refuse to pretend. And you probably feel the same every now and then. I got more than all the scars. I got flaws and broken hearts. I don't like the stranger staring at me. Yeah, all my insecurities, searching for something different. All the things you do to me, tell me the truth. Are we beautiful? All of us, 'cause we got something natural. Yeah, it's a part of us, darling, when they hate, but you don't like that. You know you can reply right back. You are beautiful. I know you are. Yeah, I know you are. You are. I know you 'cause we got something natural. It's a part of us, darling. When they hate what you don't like that, you know you can reply right back. We are beautiful. Yeah, I know we are beautiful. All of us, 'cause we got something natural. It's a part of us, darling. When they hate what you don't like that, you know you can reply right back. We are beautiful. I know we are. Yeah. I know we are. We are beautiful. All of us, we got something natural. It's a part of us, darling. When they hate but you don't like that, you know you can reply right back. You are beautiful. I know we are.
Wow, thank you so much, Favored, for that wonderful music. Yes, just like Priyanka was trying to make us all aware of ourselves, that we are because I am because we are. And here, Favored has told us that we are all beautiful. We've all got something natural that makes us unique, that makes us who we are. And together we are all beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Favored. It was indeed a message for me, and I hope it was also a message to every one of us to appreciate ourselves and to appreciate everyone around us. Thanks again, Favored, for that beautiful music. So moving on now, I would like to introduce our second speaker in the person of Favor Onabanjo. So Favor is the founder of Talents Brand Limited, and she's the co-founder of the Business Innovation and Growth BIG Circle, which is an online community created to bring leaders, entrepreneurs, and startups to empower and equip them with strategies and tools to reach their potentials. Favor is also hands-on, innovative, entrepreneurial coach. She's a business consultant and a personal development coach. Favor's practice is built on genuine interest in people and a passion for performance. She provides women entrepreneurs with strategies and tools to help them build and grow successful businesses and careers. She has been dubbed a super mompreneur and a productive queen. Tristan. So I now hand over to you, Favor.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Nkechi, for that introduction. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ordinarily, my voice is not like this. I'm just recovering from bad cold. And Priyanka, that was a fantastic presentation. Thank you so much. That was amazing. And you're going to see that in describing Ubuntu, you're going to see that similar thing is going to be coming out of what I'm going to be talking about today. I promise you, Priyanka, I didn't see your presentation. Just that mine is not going to be in depth like yours. I want to say thank you to Ife and all the senior leaders of Face Youth. You are doing amazing work. You are doing amazing work. I've joined your session, I think 2-3 times. And I can say that, I mean, I joined one session about well-being. I benefited from it. I learned something. So that's a testimony for you in case, you know, you were asking the other time and nobody came up. I benefited from that session. And, you know, it's, You know, sometimes it's easy for people to join events like this, but there's a lot that goes into putting events together. And I want everybody in the house to do a thumb up for the senior management team, for Face Youth, all the members that are putting this together. I want to see your thumb up in the chat menu. Even though I told you I'm recovering from cold, but I'm going to try to pump you up a little bit. And I want all of us to get engaged just within the few minutes that I've been given. I'll try as much as possible to be on time and to run through everything. Give a thumb up. I need to see that thumb up, otherwise I could ask them to close down this team. A thumb up. You've been benefiting from this event. You've been coming, you've been joining, you've got great value, you've learned something, you know, a thumb up for them, a thumb up for them. They are doing amazing work. They are doing amazing work. Thank you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to come here to share my experience and my knowledge with you. It's a great honor. I appreciate it. I'm going to start sharing my screen in a moment.
Thank you everyone for the thumbs up while she's sharing the screen and getting it
right. Thank you.
We appreciate your acknowledgement of what FACEYOUTH is doing. Thanks for that.
Awesome. Thank you, Nkechi, for that. Thank you for your hard work as well. Ubuntu, I was like, what is that? I know it, but I had to do a search again. Like, let me sure I get it correct. Right. Nkechi has done a lovely introduction. I'm not going to go into that, who I am. And what I'm going to be sharing with you is to link that Ubuntu to confident building through financial freedom. Coincidentally, somebody put something on the chat earlier on their money, and Nkechi was wondering, what does that relate to? You know, because when you see most of us, you know, when we talk about, you know, what will give people freedom, they're like, money, I need money. What will make you to be successful? Money, money, money. It's all about money. So that is why I thought, let's look at it from another side of it. You know, and that is what I'm going to be doing. So as much as possible, let's use the chat box. When I'm saying something you think is interesting or you have an idea, please put it in the chat box and let's roll together with it. So building confidence through financial freedom, we're going to be looking at it quickly. I'm not going to go into the details. It's a long presentation, but because I'm only giving a limited time, I'm going to cover as much as we can. So let's start here. The first question I have for everyone here, first of all, before I go on, do we have some youth in the house? If we have youth in the house, thumb up. Can I see your thumb up, please? Thumb up, quick, 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 sharp, 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 sharp. If you're youth or young ones, awesome, great, great. We have some, awesome. Now, both the youth and adults, whenever you think about money, what comes to your mind? Can I see that in the chat box, please? Whenever you think about money, what comes to your mind? Okay, I understand there are a few people at the center as well. Wow, that's beautiful. Freedom. Okay. Somebody said freedom. Awesome. What comes to your mind when you think about money or when you hear about money? I had a session with some youths, you know, secondary school, university, young kids. And when I threw this question in, I had missed of question. I was like a bit worried that even for that age, you know, how to make more. Somebody said kingdom, beautiful. I like the person that said how to make more, power. Philanthropy, yeah. Influence, fame. Beautiful. I love it. Fulfillment. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your contribution. Now, there is what they call money problem. So the next phase of that question is that how are you living? How do you feel yourself? Are you living in abundance? Do you feel you're rich? Do you feel you're living in abundance? Or do you sometimes feel you're lacking money? You're living in lack? So when you have scarcity mindset, you find yourself always, you focusing on, I never have enough, I can't afford it, I don't think so, this is too expensive, it is not for me. So who feel that somebody's they're still running, are still having answers on what they think about money, happiness, peace, awesome. So how do you think yourself? Look at yourself. Do you think you are living in abundance? Do you think you have enough? If you can pop the answer in, that would be great. So money mindset, just like Priyanka has said, most of the things, the scenario she has presented, it comes from our mind. Whatever we become today, whatever we become tomorrow, start from our head, it starts from our mind. So your money mindset is the feelings and the thoughts that we subconsciously develop towards money from our lives experiences, because our thoughts often controls our actions. So when we develop negative money mindset, it can create a barrier between us and our financial health. So your money mindset shapes what you believe in and what you cannot do with money. So it starts from our mind, whether we are afraid of money, whenever, that first responses we have is what we think. So the more positive we think about money, the better life becomes for us. So financial freedom, living in abundance is not how much money you can make, but how creative you are. So to answer some of those questions, people want to make more money, people would think about power. So it is not about how much money you can, you hold in your hand or your bank account. It's how creative you are. It's about how you can trade your time to productivity. It's about how you are using your resources. And when we say resources mean what you have now. It includes time. How do you use the first pound or naira or dollar that comes to your hand? How do you use it? How do you spend your time? The secret to living is giving. So if you want to hold more resources, you need to give so that more can come in. And there's a saying here by Jim Rohn that says it is not the amount that counts, it is the planning. If you have a better plan, you have more money. So success is something you attract. You don't pursue success. You attract it by how you utilize your resources. Now, I have another question here, and I really want answers here. What will you do with the first pound that comes to your hands? Let's assume that, the management team of Face Youth, they're so excited, and they're handing out £1 to you now, right, on your palm. What are you going to do with it? Can I have a couple of answers in the chat box? What are you going to do with that first pound that comes to your hands? Free money. What are you going to do with it? Let's get some answers, some responses in the chat box. I'm waiting.
I think it'll be interesting to hear what people are going to say. It's I will donate it.
Yeah, especially if you're youth here. I want to hear what you want to do with that first pound. Free money. Or somebody say I would donate it. Oh, give the poor. Someone here said invest. Oh, it depends on the amount. We said first pound. First £1. First £1. Save it. Donate it. Awesome, beautiful people, beautiful people. This is amazing, multiplier effect, beautiful, beautiful. You are all correct. You are all correct. Beautiful answers there. So now, how can we break free from the circle of living beyond our means? I answered that question the other time that, how do you feel yourself? Do you think you have more than enough all the time? Do you think you're living in abundance, or do you always feel you lack fund, you don't have enough finance? So I'm going to start by saying how to break free from living beyond our means. Living beyond our means means your income Your expenses is more than your income. And that is not where we want to be. If we are to live in abundance, like people have said, it means you have left over after all your expenses. And that is when you can donate. That is when you can invest it. That is when you can save it. So how can we get to that level? You must make true commitment to yourself to spending less money than you earn. So this must be a top priority. So if you already written your goals for 2022 and you didn't include this should be one of your set goals, that I want to spend less than I earn. I want to spend less than I earn. And lower your standard of living. So when we say lower your standard of living, we are not saying you should be coming out like somebody who is looking wretched or something like that. It's just that, when you look at most multi-billionaire people out there, you see them in simple t-shirts, you see them in simple t-shirts. It's only when you get closer to them, when they speak, you know what they really worth. Lower your expectation how you look, but rather, what are you giving? What are you giving? What are you emitting? Also proportion your savings and spending by your income. So sometimes some of us, we are in the habit of savings, and probably we now get increase in our income, and you're like, yeah, I've been saving, that's fine. Once you get an increase in your income, you need to proportionate the savings again to increase it, so that you're still on that saving level. Resist the urge to splurge thoroughly. Evaluate your purchase before you buy. Now, can I ask another question? How many people have bought items that they didn't need? You bought it and you find out, oh gosh, why did I buy this item? I didn't need it, actually. How many people have done that before? Can I hear in the chat box, please? You bought an item.
Or more like buying something you don't need now, but you are imagining you're going to need in future.
Yeah. So emotional buying, we call it emotional buying. So emotional buying. So a lot of us buy emotionally. So only buy what you need right now. In fact, I have a family friend who does that, and I say it's a mentality of poverty. Is a mentality of poverty, because when you need something, go out there, buy it. Why buying and keeping it? It's going to go obsolete anyway. Do you understand? So, and it's fear of, what if it doesn't, it's not there tomorrow? What if I don't have tomorrow? What if? So to live in abundance, buy what you need. And start when you need it. Be patient. If there's something that you need, try to save for it. For our young ones here, when you need something big, for instance, your parents can afford to buy you a small Nokia phone, or or the old Samsung, and you wanted something big. That's beautiful, that's fine, but you can save for it. How much is it? The phone cost maybe 600 pounds, and check how long do I need to save for 600 pounds. Start putting money in the pot, so that it doesn't affect your budget, it doesn't affect your saving that you've been doing. And don't be too afraid to invest in passive capital investment. Passive capital investment is an investment that you don't have to do anything. It's bringing income for you, it's bringing interest or dividend for you. So for young ones here, you could still do that. Your parents can search for you what kind of investments, bonds, and some company interest savings that you can do, that you don't do anything, just put the money there lump sum, and it's still building interest up for you. And lastly, there is to continue to assess ourselves. We can't get to a place and say, hey, I'm already an island. I think Nkechi said something like that earlier on. We are never going to be on island. We'll continue to get better and better and improve ourselves. So I have another question. Who would like to live in abundance? Who among us here would like to continue to live in abundance, so that there's no lack, there's no complaint, there's no lack of confidence feeling that it's because I don't have enough. I got some people saying me also. I want myself. Yes, thank you. So this is when we start thinking about what is really important. Want versus need. For some of our young ones here, do you know the difference? Do you know the difference between what you want and what you need? So your need are around the food that you eat, shelter, that's accommodation, clothing. Those are the things that you need. But when you talk about, wants, you're talking about cable TV, Samsung XX, iPhone W, Those are your wants. So you need to be able to differentiate the want and need. Which one comes first? So if you get your first pound, you have opportunity for that. You spend your money, your first income on what you need first, not what you want. So credit card and debit card, I'm sure the young ones here, they can differentiate the two. So credit cards are not your money. They are other people's money. Debit is your money. So when you think about it, before you start buying things on credit, you want to think about, am I reducing my income or am I building it? Am I increasing it? As much as possible, you want to engage in financial activities that increase your savings, increase what you already have. So which means you want to spend less money on credit. Don't get me wrong, credit card has its place. It's very, very important if you're to build your credits. But from time to time, you need to be conscious, that oh, sorry about that. So you need to be conscious that you need to be mindful how you spend your money. Identity protection as well. The young ones here, this is directly to you. Be mindful that you need to protect your identity while you use your debit card or your credit card. Savings, I talked about passive investment. So some of us, there's what they call compound interest savings. Your parents can search for you about that. This is when you put money in savings, but you do not only get interest on the capital, you also get interest on the interest that has built up over time, which means you get more. So rather than putting your money in ISA or savings account, you can do something on compound interest where you earn more money so that your money is sweating and getting more for you. Also, it's important to set financial goals. We set different goals, but financial goals is very, very important if you want to live in abundance. Save for your big purchase, as I said earlier on, it's important to do that. So living in abundance is a choice. An abundant mindset keeps in mind every possible favorable outcome for your financial situation, which means it's allow you to be open-minded. Money needs direction. Most of the time, we don't allow money to direct us. We direct money. By the way, I'm an accountant by background. So we need to tell money what we want money to do. How do we do that? Planning, financial planning, budgeting. I have a template I'm going to share with you. It's a very simple template that you can take a screenshot and utilize. And also we talked about emotional buying. I'm just taking water there. Manage how you buy. Don't buy with emotion. When they say, hey, we are closing down the store, it's 70% sales, most of the time is a lie. When you're buying credits, when they say, hey, pays 0% on interest, there's nothing like that. Financially, there's nothing like that. So buy when you know there's a need for it. Then also, change your money script. Change your money script is a script that we've written. 1 second, I'm going to cough.
Yeah, sorry. I think Favor, she just wants to to cough and take a cup of water because she said she's got a cold. So I'm sure she will be feeling a lot better in a few minutes to continue the presentation.
Thank you, Nkechi.
You might want to take a deep breath to be sure it's all gone down and before you carry on.
So. I think so.
Mm.
Yeah. So we want to change our money script. So money script is basically our belief system. So obviously, many of us have African background, African origin, where they've scared us. I was scared with money. Anytime I hear anything about money, I'm always like, how do I get more? As many of us said, I need to be rich. I need to get more money. And as a result, we have that mindset that it's only money that can make you rich. It's only when, excuse me, I'm going to take water again.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, we can take a minute or two. So you take the water and you take a deep breath and then you calm down and then we continue. I understand you got a cold, so yeah, we really appreciate you taking the time to, you know, to share your knowledge with us today. And we really sincerely do appreciate that, regardless of the fact that you're not quite, you know, very much that okay in terms of health, but we really do appreciate that. Thank you, Favor. Just take your time as much as you might need to, and then we'll continue with the presentation. I mean, while she's at it, just to say that so far it's been a bit of an eye-opening in terms of what money can do and what financial freedom can do in helping us building our self-confidence. So I think we have Favor back. Are you okay to carry on?
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your understanding. I wasn't expecting that big cough, but here we are.
It does come from time to time. Who knows when?
Yeah. So, many of us have that money script in our head. We need to change it. And how do we change it? We need to rewire what is being deposited in our head by our parents, by society, that it's only when you have money that you can be considered as a rich person. Or even sometimes being afraid. I was in a conversation, this was back in Nigeria. I was still very, very young. And I was with my senior, elder brother with a couple of his friends, and some of these vans, like office shuttle, brand new Mercedes, very, neat, drove past. And one of my brother's friends like, oh my goodness, look at this luxurious van, very beautiful. And I'm like, yeah, it's beautiful. And he goes, I can never afford it in my life. And you can imagine some of us are like that. We have that mentality that this is for the rich. This is for the elite. This is for the people who went to so university. It's not for me. We are not educated in my family. I can't have that. So if you ever had that kind of mindset, you need to rewire it and change it around and turn it to positive and start seeing what you really want to say as Priyanka has presented, and start putting yourself in that position. And also one of the things to start living in abundance is showing gratitude. Be thankful for very little things that we have. As a matter of fact, keep a gratitude journal that you complete every week. It doesn't matter how tiny it is. Some of us adults, sometimes as little as probably whenever you drop your child at school, you are mostly late. And you decided that I'm going to change things. I'm going to turn things around. And you notice that the first day, you were there on time. That is massive. Put it down and say, well done to me. I've done this today. You will be shocked. You will be shocked. You will be shocked how more success will be coming your way. And I think I said this before, the secret to living is giving. This is another secret of living in abundance. And I so much appreciate the fact that many people here, I believe you're already living in abundance, because I could see many people were saying they want to donate their money. They want to donate their money. That is one of the ways to live in abundance. So how do you change that script that has been written in our head? First of all, forget what you may have been told as a child about money. If your parents, your grandparents, the society, your teacher have already told you, no, money is for certain people, or only certain people can buy certain things, change it, erase it, and write it. Forget about your past. If, for instance, in the past, it's been tough, it's been hard, forget it. You're going to create a new me by the end of this presentation. We are all born to be rich. We all have it in us to make a lot of money and to make, to enjoy life. So change your money story so you can trick your mind. It's about mindset. And you've seen it from all those activities. And I hope everyone put things down with those activities. You wrote those questions down. Ask yourself those questions from time to time and start having the mindset of abundance. There's this one, say, fake it until you make it. Some of these things sound crazy, but it works. You want to buy a particular car that you desire in the future. You want to help certain people that you desire in the future. Create the image in your head and create it physically. Put it somewhere you can see it from time to time and start seeing, like a vision board, and start seeing that. You will be shocked. You will be shocked. You will be shocked it will happen. Gratitude, we mentioned it. Living more minimalized lifestyle. I think I've shared about that as well. Let's not try to be who we are not. Even when we have it, spend that money on things that will bring more resources to you. Start to love money. There was the event that I had for the kids. When I said, what do you think when you hear about money? They said, I'm afraid, I'm scared. So you need to love money. If you want to have more money, you need to love money. Set huge goals for yourself. Where do you want to be? What do you want to achieve? Something that will fire you up. So invest in your personal development. A lot of us, many of us, we don't do this, especially from our community. We need to invest in ourselves. But of course, you are here today because you want to develop yourself. You want to learn something new. So I salute you. I salute you. Many people are here now. They are probably watching soap opera or, watching Nollywood, but you're here, you're learning. That is the way forward, to learn and develop ourselves every day. Then accept challenges, but build wisdom to deal with those challenges. So one of the ways to continue to live in financial freedom, I wanted to give you some good tips. I read a lot, and Jim Rohn put something together which I adopted, and I share this a lot of time, and it has helped me in particularly. Whether you're an adult or your young ones, anytime an income comes to your hand, the first thing to do with that income is to pay yourself. So there's this rule of 70-30. In fact, 70, 10, 10, 10. 70% you pay yourself straight away for all the hard work, for all you've done. Pay yourself, and if you like, you can buy your Lamborghini, buy your iPhone 1000 or so, and the next 10% give charity. So, and I appreciate many of you that said they want to donate. 10% give charity. So when I say charity, it doesn't really matter whether you're a Christian or you're a Muslim here, whether you want to give to your church, but give to a charity where you believe in their vision. So that when you see what they are using that money to do, you are even happy with yourself. you're happy to give more. Then another 10% is capital investment. So this is active. This is the money that you set aside to invest in an enterprising. So this could be like a business. You could create a business for yourself. You could invest in something that you want to be actively involved in it. And the 10% goes to capital investment per se, which I explained earlier. You don't have to get involved. It could be shares, it could be bond. You know, the money is there, is bringing income for you. Now, so financial goal setting, actually for young ones here, you're planning to buy a huge item. You can take a screenshot of this if you want. I hope my screen is clear. So you have your goals here. What do I want to do? I want to buy a car. I want to pay back my student loan. You can classify it as short-term or medium-term. Short-term is about 12 months. Medium-term is anything from 2 years up to 5 years, and up to 3 years. And the amount that you need for that activities. So what do you need to do to get this total? So how many months do you need to contribute £40 a month to be able to buy your Lamborghini that you want to buy, or your iPhone 5000 you want to buy? So you can just, this is simple illustration, but it works because it makes you to be focused and follow a particular trend. Now, let's look at one of the ways that I'm trying to check my time. Please, Nkechi, please send me a message and let me know how many time I have left.
Yes, so, just we're on the downward hill now.
Okay, I'm gonna be trying to be quick now. Yeah. So what I wanted to share with you quickly is how to be your best with what you currently have, how you are now, and who would like to, you know, represent. I want to start by asking, because I understand that we have young people here. Who would you like to become? I usually ask these questions, and sometimes I find out that youths, they are not sure of who they want to become in the future. If you are not able to tell who you want to become in future, you do not have a guide, you do not have a figure that you are looking up to, then it's a big issue. So does anyone have any answer for me? Do you have anyone you want to become in the future? Do you have an image of yourself, of what you want to become? I'm going to show some images of some great men and women who have made great impacts in our society. Somebody said, oh yeah. Oh, thank you for that. So,
I mean, you can type in the chat box whoever you want to be.
You can please chat in the chat box. So I don't know if some of you know these faces. I put some description there, but because of time, excuse me, please. So these are great women that, you know, they can't talk about certain things without mentioning their names. I don't know if you know some of them. You might have another person. When I talk about mentor, I talked about one of my mentors was my late aunt who brought me up. Till tomorrow, I still remember some of her words in my head, and they keep me going. So look at, here are some great men. There are more than this, obviously. So do you have anyone in particular in mind that you want to become? And it doesn't have to be any of these men at all. It could be your uncle, it could be your dad, it could be anybody else at all. Now, what do we have to do to be our greatest version? Because these ones we've shown you, they've become the greatest version of themselves, making an impact. So it's not just about how much we have in our bank account now. When Priyanka was sharing that presentation, and we were linking that to Ubuntu, meaning I am it's like, you know, behaving well towards others. I put some notes down there, you know, the way it benefits other people. So that is one of the reasons we are created. We are created to go forward, to create, to increase, to multiply, and to create processes so that what we've multiplied can continue to increase and serve the humanity. That is why we are here. That is why you and I are here. which I can link to Ubuntu. So the first thing is always remember that who you want to be is very, very important. If you haven't thought about it, please think about it now. Make a note and put it down somewhere and start dreaming. Why do you want to become that person? This is the next question. If you want to take a screenshot, this is a big, when I sit with people, business owners, this is where we get started with their business. Why do you want a business? Why? It's not money. If you are starting a business because of money, then you're a joker. There must be a problem you're looking to solve. That problem must be adding value to your society. That problem you're solving must be helping you to fulfill your own life purpose. So you now need to believe in yourself to be able to move forward. Confidence comes through persistency. So which means we're going to fail so many times. But when you don't stop, when you don't give up, then success comes. So you must work hard and smart. Embrace failure, appreciate every little achievement, always offer help. For our young one, you find that we said that we are not relevant. Nobody, we are from minority group, this, that. We need to show what we have. Anywhere we find ourselves, let's ask, always ask, is there any way I can help you? Is there anything you want me to do? Use whatever you have to add value wherever you find yourself. And it doesn't matter what it is you have. If you're good at talking, when you find opportunities for you to talk, tell them, I can talk very well. I can help you talk this one out. If you're good at smiling, when new people come to your organization, wherever you find yourself, show that you can smile very well. Use your smile to bring life to other people. Ask a lot of questions. We must not rely only on our academic certificates. And every day, play a 30-second movie of your life before you leave the house. I do this a lot. I encourage adults to do that. So how do you do that? You can even take your phone. All of you have Android. Use your landscape. I'm like, yeah, today is going to be beautiful. I'm going to smash that exams I'm going to write today. That interview I'm going for is going to go well. I'm going to tell them. You just project what your day would look like. And trust me, they work. In order to live the kind of life you really want, you need to be consciously create that life yourself. And I'm going to share with you quickly before I round up why you should not depend on your degree or 9-to-5 job alone. Your certificate and degree are meant to help you gain experience and expertise needed to fulfill your dreams. Your certificate degree does not suggest that you are totally capable of doing what you're doing or what you learned. Sometimes, or most often, our degree and certificate close our mind. So probably because mama said you should study law in the uni, and you come out of the uni, you're looking for soliciting job and things like that, whereas you have talent in other areas. You're focusing on that course that you did in the uni, you're losing out on your greatest potential. So this is what happened when we focus on our degrees or certificates alone. And when some of you will agree with me, most of the skills taught in school they are becoming obsolete today. They are becoming obsolete. Things that are really important, they were not taught in school. And jobs are scarce, but there are many opportunities to excel out there. There are problems to be solved. Let all your energy go toward, making, when you depend on your 9-to-5, all your energy, your talent, you're helping other stakeholders to get rich, when you could have invested that talent in things that you believe in that will help you towards fulfilling your own purpose. I'm going to skip this one. So these 3 tips will help you to get started. Understand who you are. Who are you? Having a clear vision. Why do you want to do what you want to do? Why do you want to look for that job? So that what can happen in your life? Having a great mindset, positive ones. So how do you know who you are? We're looking at your values. What are the most important things to me? Why do I want to become who I want to become? What are the things that make me happy from the inside? Why do I do the things that I do every day? Those are your values. So whatever you want to do, job, business, career should be based on your value. So Last question, if I ask you to design your life today, what is it going to look like? If you are to redesign your life, where will you like to land? Don't worry if your mom is here and you don't want her to born you again. You can say it. So if you have to design your life, will you like to land in Germany?
Someone said Obama.
Okay, beautiful. So if you're to design your life, if you're already married, will you like to marry the same husband? If he's here, please don't say it then. So who would you like to be? And the truth is that you can actually become who you want to be. You can, but you need to know who you want to become and start working towards it. I have my image here. So what I will encourage you to do, I do these activities a lot with schools. And, the feedback is that most of the teachers, they're like, it's not just for the kids. I love it. We do it as well. So if template will be useful, I could send the template so that you can do it online and type something. Put your image here and write who you want to become. So your image you're going to put here, you could animate it. So let's say, for instance, you desire that, the easy example I'm going to use, you want to become a doctor, for instance, medical doctor. You can create your image you can buy a kit, wear the kit, put that image here, write who you want to become, and put a note of how you want to be there, how you want to get there. Why? I want to become a doctor to be able to help humanity, or to be able to conquer the problem of breast cancer. I want to be nice to people. I want to be helpful. Who you want to become, list them here and print it out, place it somewhere close in your room, and speak to that every day. You'll see how you become who you really want to be. Quickly, I'm going to stop here. We haven't got time. I was going to go into how to become an entrepreneur, but not today. So there are a few books that I've put together that has helped me, particularly to learn a lot and become who I am today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a link on the chat menu that if you want to get it, I put 8 books together, and to take you to my site, but you're going to buy it from Amazon. And you can, some of them £5, £7, but they are really good books. So that is me done. Thank you so much, everyone, for having me.
Wow, thank you so much, Favor, for that wonderful presentation. I mean, we've been talking about Ubuntu and self-confidence, and what seems to have been resonating from Priyanka's presentation to Favor's presentation is this: it's all in the mind. It's all about our mindset. How do we build self-confidence through financial freedom? Of course, like everybody put in the chat, money is more like it makes the world go round. They say money talks. So who doesn't like to have money? But of course, Favor has more like thrown a positive light on the right mindset we all need to have about money. Not that to feel, oh, I don't have enough, because we all have more than enough within us, but it's about our mindset. Do you have a poverty mentality? Do you have a scarcity mentality? So if you do, maybe it's time to begin to throw them in the bin and to embrace the mindset of wealth. And how can you create that? She laid out steps for us. We need to start making commitments, to become a bit more thoughtful about how we make and spend money, in terms of not spending when you don't need to spend, our needs versus against our wants, and having a positive attitude really about money, so that when we love money, money would love us and come to us, I suppose. But if you hate money, how is it going to come to you if you hate it? I believe. So thank you so much, Favor, for that. It's very, very, very eye-opening for me, I must say personally, and I believe for most of us here, if not for everyone here, we must have learned one or two or three things to take away and help make our lives better, help us in managing our finances, help us in managing our lives, and above all, creating that self-confidence in the world to be who we are, so that we can also extend that part of us, what God has built in us to be, to others. And on that note, I say a very thank you again to Favor for that wonderful presentation. So at this point, I was just wondering what we have is, I know we are running a little bit over time, but it would be nice to see if anybody has any questions, you know, to ask our presenter Favor, or any comments they would want to share with all of us here in the house. If you want to say something, you can put up your hand and we can unmute you, or you can type in the chat box and I'll be more than happy to read that out. Does anybody want to ask any questions or, you know, share anything they feel they want to share with us in the forum? Just to give us a couple of another 2-3 minutes for that. And then we'll be rounding up for today. So do I have anybody who wants it? I can't see any hands up, and I can't see any questions being typed in the message. So I suppose we're all digesting that beautiful presentation that Favor has just given us so that we can begin to think a bit more seriously about our relationship with money, so that we can indeed find that financial freedom we so much desire, to help us build our self-confidence and to help us make a positive impact in the world we live in today. Thank you. So on that note, I would like to say thank you once again to every one of us who has joined for this session and has been with us through to this point. Thanks, thank you, thank you. We would like, if you can send us any feedbacks on your thoughts about our presentations for today or the sessions you've joined, that will be most appreciated. And also, for those of us who are joining us for the first time, just to say that this is Face Youth, a mental health awareness seminar. We have actually been running the seminars for over a year now. The maiden edition was on the 27th of February 2021. And we've had many of sessions like this, interactive and insightful and quite helpful sessions. And we are moving on, we are carrying on with these seminars, and I hope that today wouldn't be your last and that you will join us again in our forthcoming sessions in the coming months. Once again, I just want to say thank you to all those who've joined us. Thank you to Priyanka and Favor for those insightful presentations. And thank you to Favor Dajono for that beautiful piece of music, reminding us all how beautiful we are. And on a final note, I just want to say that we are indeed grateful to have you all join us today. And as mentioned in the beginning, if you would like to partner with Face Youth, either as a partner, sponsor, or volunteer, please do well to get in touch. And next month's seminar, we will be sharing out the notices for that and the invite. And on that note, I want to say thank you for joining us and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Just before we close the session, I believe there are people who are in the Face Youth Center in Aberdeen. And as a way to acknowledge their efforts, you know, coming to join us for this session, there'll be a little draw or raffle draw to, just for something for someone to take home. And then that's more like something to say thank you from FACEYOUth. So as you could see on the screen, it was just put up there the next the dates for the next sessions for this year 2022. Once again, thank you so much for attending, for being with us, and hope to see you again next month. Have a very good evening. Bye.
Thank you, Nkechi. Thank you, everyone, for coming. See you again on the 16th of April. That's when we'll have the next seminar. Thank you so much for coming out. Okay, I think I know who 2121 is. Yeah, so next time, we're so sorry we had to remove a couple of people because, we had unexpected visitors the last time. So we are cautious. If you log in, try and come in with your full name or even first name so that at least we know that we are not invaded again. Like Russia invading Ukraine. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. So that's it from us today.
That's it from us. Ebenezer, can you stop streaming?
Stop. He stopped sharing.
No, I stopped recording, but he hasn't stopped. YouTube is still on.